Hello guys and welcome back. It's time to resume our journey to loot... my bad, I mean travel around the world. First, let me remind you what happened on the previous episode. First, we have abandoned our starting city, raided totally not Korea and totally not Chinese coast, and secured our new base. Next, we conquered totally not Indochina and India to boost our economy such that it can support our grand fleet. Now, since our fleet is finally complete and gathered, it's time to resume our journey, but this time we'll go full steam ahead. By the way, there's something I noticed while recording the first part already, and I thought it was a bug, but it turns out that lords and heroes moving super fast is a feature on the map now. Back to the world tour, the red city where I have stopped previously was of course my first target. Was it because the Reds live underground? Their city turned out to be smack in the middle of the desert. While the game didn't give me great odds, and I could definitely see why, I was ultimately victorious. There was just one issue though. Because I had reached the limit of the black arcs, my black arc turned into a normal army after the lord died. Was my new lord afraid of being caught piloting the ship without a license? Anyway, as this was the last Skaven port, I graciously offered Ratatouille to let him off after he gives me a token of friendship. Of course, a proper pirate would never let off even a bit of potential loot, so I then proceeded to sell him the same city on the next turn for some extra 12k gold. Oh, wait, wasn't there 600 gold more? Ah, well, don't worry about it. The naval police got it back for me. At the same time, some random capitalist cosplayer came to declare war on me, but I couldn't care less. Continuing the journey, I visited Serpent Coast and played a friendly match with its last defenders. They are defenders of a Serpent Coast, but their boss is a frog? Just as I got them, the bearded capitalist tried to attack me. With Jabba the Hutt with a fancy nuclear Fallout hairstyle making a guest appearance for some reason, but I didn't even bother to fight him myself. I am actually grateful since capitalism means donating a lot of money via poorly defended settlements. Back to the journey, I made peace with the lizards by selling them their own city back, and then declared war on some schizophrenic chicken, though not before letting a certain grumpy short king pay me 5k gold to do what I was going to do anyway. Following that, I did some sightseeing in 4 cities immediately, and I don't know if that impressed the red, or if beating his ass a while ago did the trick. But the red paid me 10k so that I could increase my income by 500 gold per turn. Meanwhile, the chicken seems intimidated. He's concentrating forces and doing nothing more. Oh wait, he actually left a beaten up army just off the coast. Don't mind if I do. For some reason, Chicken seems to have moved his troops following my fleet north. What the F is that guy planning? Ah, okay. So the scheming chicken's plan was to make me think he had a plan, but he's actually begging for peace. Hehe, can you guess my answer?
Oh no, oh no, no.
Another chicken army appeared in the sea. This time with full HP, but exhausted. Don't mind if I do. It's supposedly too hard to kill for me, but I don't think so. Even the exhaustion part was a lie.
Are you kidding me?
Maybe that's why I got more beaten up than expected. I got bored of the schizo chicken, so I visited the last two interesting places. Some southern lighthouse and the city the chicken got from dinosaurs. That's interesting though. A chicken replacing dinosaurs, eh? A chicken I skewered before leaving, by the way. Next, I continued my journey north, starting from random lizards who were bullied by the chicken, and then raiding some pyramid basement dwellers that came in two flavors. One being the worst possible customer if you were in the name card making business, and the other being the Hachiko of Warhammer, waiting for his dead master to come back. The two happened to be fighting each other, but the more the merrier, right? Actually, the schizo chicken is kind of useful. He pays me tons of money for cities I conquer. More than once too. Is the chicken an anime character too? He's such a tsundere. Going farther north, I got acquainted with undead pirate friends of one of the pyramid dwellers. And of course raided them too. They were an especially easy kill. Oh, I also picked a fight with a local soccer enthusiast. Of course, it didn't end well for him. Fighting his melee units only army with my flying and long-range artillery units only army was quite an interesting experience actually, though he didn't do as poorly as I expected. In particular, it was peak entertainment to watch this ranger hater's max level lord getting owned almost instantly in an ambush by a few elite archer units in totally not Balkan region later. As I reached totally not Europe, random pirates kept attacking me. But how could some small-time pirate stand against someone who raided all the coasts in the world like me? Seriously, there's something wrong with their brains. Meanwhile in Europe, the unholy German Empire emerged as a new powerhouse, having conquered even part of France. So what else could I do but immediately declare war and start raiding? Wait, why are they allied with the guy they conquered? Is that Vichy France or something? Ah, it's Couronne, not Carcassonne. Then never mind. He's allied with a different France, whatever that means. Since it was on the way, I also decided to start raiding Elf One, the Atlantis of the Warhammer universe, but it was actually already being raided by an unexpected competition who turned out to be the second strongest faction, not much weaker than me. Of course, they were on my raid list anyway eventually, so I decided I might as well start immediately. Or that was the plan, but so many enemy armies showed up that I had to delay it. At the same time, totally not French got really angry at me and they started to send a whole bunch of armies at the vanguard of my fleet. I had to let my vanguard retreat, but not before introducing the enemy to my medusas. Their greetings were so intense the fake French were quite stone-faced. Then I challenged the king of not France 3 versus 2. But apparently I would win, yet he would obliterate one of my 3 armies completely, so it was time to take command personally. The king of not France that showed up himself was quite a unit and it was hard to damage him at all. The knights were also quite a pain, especially when they phased through the map's borders and the rugs there.
Huh?
But But still, I managed to defeat the enemy without my third army having to show up, except for 2 archer units. The battle had a pretty weird ending where I had to kill some random ship on wheels that refused to retreat. Was it crewed by Spartans? Of course, I didn't actually lose any units, let alone a whole army. As they say, what happened once must happen twice. Not only did the king of not France return, but then the dude called France, who was actually not from, well, not France, but from not Germany, came carrying one of the most OP items in the game. The said item provided him and his army with a lot of bonuses, though it also carried some penalties. Which one of my armies should I give it to after kicking his butt? Never mind. All enemy armies lost all their courage. They are camping the coast where my ships can't reach them. I guess they are waiting until I raid some city to take it back or something. Except I can just raid them and retreat immediately. Karl got reinforcements, but for some reason his army is all beaten up even though I didn't do anything and he had no other enemies here at all. Did he do a quest battle or something? Well, time to sack the nearest enemy city. With immediate retreat, of course. Perhaps due to my relentless raids, the not French and not Germans became reckless. The former tried to attack one army amidst a crowd of many, and the latter fell right into the ambush prepared by my fleet. Having such an overwhelming numerical advantage, it would only be weird if I didn't make use of it. Bye bye, Karl.
Why are you running?
Is what I said, but since I could now fight him 1v1 as he retreated, and I was curious about the OP item, I decided to let him entertain me once.
Black-hearted lord.
Interesting how these guys keep sending
Without question.
just a single cavalry unit right into my ambush. Yes, that's my second attempt at this battle actually. And another. Poor guys here, I want you to kill the enemy lord. Alright, the enemy lord is dead.
Battle ready. With
Let's focus on the engineer.
to destruction. Chains. Carnage awaits.
Come on guys,
Destruction.
when will that then really not? Okay, let's just attack. What are they doing here?
Warriors.
Not blocking each other? No, good.
Dreadlord.
What, this guy sounds scared.
Forward.
I'm just worried about this tank riding into my archers, but for some reason it's not doing this. Just fire. Oh, this shit is unbreakable. That will be an issue. Alright,
Dreadlord.
I need all troops to focus fire on this. I need all my remaining ammunition trying to kill it, because this shit is... Oh, actually it's not that bad.
That's a lot of damage.
Alright, I overestimated this.
Dark elves. Tyrant of Nagaroth. Kill everything.
I expected a difficult battle. 60k gold for victory. Well, one unit lost, unfortunate.
Bye.
But what about my artifact? Did I get it? There we go. Well then, let's try it out.
Lord of
As for the rest, of course I auto-resolve them by ganging up on them.
death.
Meanwhile, I also decided to conquer totally not Britain. Looks like a nice place for a base.
Bring me that.
Since they had conquered Britain, are these actually really not French but Normans? Boo-hoo! The OP item vanished immediately as I didn't fight another battle quick enough. Oh well, my army couldn't heal anyway, and I see that this item requires some careful planning to use. Eh? I lost the item, but the icon is still there. My army seems to be recovering slowly too. Total War Warhammer, I guess? Maybe it will be gone once someone claims it. As I reached farther north, it was also time to greet the Vikings. Sup, Viking? Wait? It's not human. Are they trolling me? Anyway, sup? Most of their allies shot themselves when I declared war and backed out from the alliance. As for the Vikings themselves, they seem fond of rushing headlong into walls and killing themselves. Is that lore about Norscans being unable to comprehend and see walls actually true? As I split my fleet to raid the central not Europe's coast, I realized I accidentally began a competition with not Germans as to whether I would have more armies at sea or they on land. One way or another, they don't seem to be very eager to take a dip. While in central not Europe, of course I had to raid not Germany's richest, most famous port, Marienburg, money, as well as their capital. The port one was especially fun as the game told me I would suffer a crushing defeat, so I was going to attack it twice with my artillery to soften it up, but ended up breaking the walls and towers with some infantry that went down with them, don't sweat the smaller details, and then methodically killing the enemy troops with much to spare. Ah yes, a crushing defeat indeed. The capital was actually well defended for once as the enemy gathered 3 whole stacks, including the garrison, there, and I could only attack it with one army at a time. I thus decided to use the same strategy as before, just that this time I would definitely have to mount several assaults. And so, during the first attack, I focused on destroying the enemy artillery and fortifications. Sometimes with troops still on them. The second assault was similar, except I focused on picking off separated enemy units. I also managed to lure the enemy lord away. Unfortunately I got a bit cocky, so I also lost some dragons this time round. For the third assault I concentrated on eliminating enemy troops. I would say I've done quite well, as while I lost the Hydra due to carelessness at the end, I also eliminated almost 2000 enemy soldiers. The fourth assault was supposed to play the same role, but I ended up finishing the enemy off. And so the totally not German capital was taken down and plundered at last. What made this victory even more special was that I finally got over 1 million gold thanks to it. After that, I visited a totally not Russian city which was occupied by not Germans, and took it down. I expected to need 2 assaults for this, but 19 chariots with a mother-in-law who could kill with just her eyes did the job in one attempt. Seriously, even tanks aren't immune to mother-in-law. Oh no, my army was besieged here in totally not Russia after winning the battle. Oh well, anyway.
Sail, damn you!
With totally not Europe raided, it was time to move north and raid the North Pole. My plan here is very simple. Some part of the fleet will raid one coast, another part of the fleet will raid another coast. And since there's also another direction to service, yet another part of the fleet will go and take care of it. And so we declare war on Warhammer's most handsome gay dude. And all his allies abandoned him. This is big funny. Interesting. So somehow an army of dragons and monsters isn't enough to take on a gay man's army that has only infantry and cavalry and thick armor. Well, they do have walls, but I have flying dragons, so what the hell is going on? Let's see if it's really such a difficult battle to win.
Are you challenging me?
Alright, that was pretty easy. Just the dragons, so they took out like a third of their army, if not half. Alright, and so we continue our raiding the Scandinavian area.
You dare come before me, the Lord of the End Times?
Ah yes, the Lord of the End Times, whose strength rank is 37, who's basically powerless without any armies. And now I declare war on you.
Huh?
Wow! His allies actually didn't abandon him. That's the first time in like 7 or 8 declarations of war. My conquest, well, raiding of the North Pole couldn't be stopped. In some places, cities were even left empty and undefended when I arrived.
A timely arrival. My warhounds haven't eaten.
Oh, that one's good too. This guy refused to help his friend earlier on, but he's actually his subordinate, so technically this guy, who's his master, is now declaring war on me even though he was already at war with me. Quite interesting as well.
Confusion of the highest order.
Just when I was done raiding the North Pole and was on my way to the New World and thought that I had left behind the insanity of the locals, an even crazier guy appeared, randomly attacking my 2 armies out of nowhere with his one and only pirate competition. How scary. Well, expectedly it didn't go well for him. Okay, the AI in this game just keeps surprising me. This guy attacked my army together with 1, 2, 3 other armies. And so what if he used the lightning strike ability that allowed him to attack only 1 army at once, if I can easily auto-resolve this without any real losses. Okay, and on the same turn he's underrolling another army, is suiciding against my garrison this time. Man, this game, really. If the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results, then what should I say when this nonsense succeeds after failing 3-4 times in a row? Alright, Luckier has finally arrived in the New World, at the gates of Count Car, his home city. Of course we must take it down for him. And this is unfortunately where we must end for today. I am really apologetic about splitting the remaining part of the video, but I'm also pressed for time nowadays, and choosing between keeping my word regarding the release date and keeping the video in one piece, I chose the former. Well, it took 1 episode to prepare my backstage and economy, and we have completed more than half of the circumnavigation of the world in this episode, which just neatly happens to be the old world being completed and the first city in the new world being conquered, so we will be able to finish the rest smoothly in the next episode. Frankly speaking, the previous video's results were really underwhelming for me. I was overly optimistic. Therefore, I will probably focus on War Thunder videos for now. I have quite a lot of things to research and improve with those. Don't worry though, this isn't to say that I won't upload any further Total War Warhammer videos, as I really love the game. I just need to take my time to rethink them and come up with some ideas for much shorter videos. However, this may take a few months, so I have to ask for your patience. Still, please like and subscribe. The better these videos do, the more likely it is that you will see similar videos sooner.